Life's a game, the world's a stage, and we are merely role-players, where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt Boothman, and I'm your compere for this main house production. Here on Merely Role-Players, we improvise stories to entertain you and to entertain ourselves, because where'd the fun be otherwise? And we use role-playing games to keep those stories going places even we can't see coming. Because as theatrical people, we're all about maximising the drama. This episode is part of our current main house production, Vigil Dream Big. To tell this story, we're playing Monster of the Week, a role-playing game by Michael Sands, published by Evil Hat. So please take your seats in the main house. Tonight's production is about to begin. Vigil, a Merely Role-Players main house production. Dream Big, Act 4 of 4.
I'm Dave and I play Mick the Mundane. Mick is Sheridan's favourite builder, but his life has been getting weirder since he dug too deep and hit a ley line.
I'm Helen Stratton and I play Melody, the Constructed. She owns Sherrydown's cafe cum record shop and knows how to handle a tough customer. She's got a heart of gold, which just so happens to be second-hand.
I'm Strat, and I play Brier, the Monstrous. Brier is a shape-shifting Fey Guardian of the Rosebrier forest. They take their job very seriously, but can get a little distracted if there's mischief to be made.
It's so nice to meet all of you. My name is Diane, here to observe attempted resurrection of Leif. Nobody's tried to do it with a giant before. Where Mick's van says Mick's bricks on the side, this one says Becky's Lecky. Becky herself, nestled in the musculature built of electrical cabling. She is able to channel the essential giantiness to build herself a giant form. And now you understand that you're able to do the same thing. We're clearly the same! He wants to get up, can't you feel it? But there's more of us!
Well, I have been thinking similar, really, that I would like to understand why Becky feels so strongly about resurrecting the giant. We've got a bit of a picture on that. I don't know if Melody is best placed to try and persuade her and anything.
Melody, you as you're sort of recovering, I think you're sort of pushed away slightly as this slam hits Becky, so you're no longer kind of hanging on to that ankle, pushed away a little bit across the roundabout. Just as you're considering your next move out of the corner of your eye, you see Diane take a running jump and leap and start climbing Becky's cable form up one leg.
Diane, what's the plan?
I'm going to make a new friend.
We can make friends with Becky a bit later. We want to make sure that we understand why Becky wants to do the experiment. We're not sure that it's a good idea for Becky to do what she wants to do.
Roll plus charm. It's good.
It's 10.
10 on the dice.
Yeah, charm -1, so 9.
Ooh. You can get through to her, but she needs more assurance. You might need to physically get up there and drag her off.
That's fine, I can do that.
If you're going to start climbing to properly get through to Diane, I think you need to basically grab her by the shoulders and shake her in order to get this message through.
Okay.
If you're going to start doing that, I will need a plus cool roll, please.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that, right. I have rolled that as snake eyes. I have no plus, but no minus.
So it remains at snake eyes.
Yeah. Hit me, Matt. Go on.
Melody starts climbing after Diane. Becky rights herself from the punch, reaches down and, like she's sort of scraping bugs off her leg, just scoops both of you up, Diane and Melody, in one great big rubbery electric insulated fist, pinning both your arms to your sides, and waves them at Mick and says, "Come and get them," and makes to run away from the roundabout towards Sheridan's electrical substation.
I would like to do my shriek again now, please.
Hell yes! Do it! This will be a kick some ass plus tough.
Which is 2. What did I get? 4, 10, 11?
You deal your harm from your shriek. She deals her harm to you as she squeezes.
Yes.
She hears the shriek beginning to build, realises what this might mean, sort of feels the same resonance that she felt when you shivered this Brixie apart, even though she wasn't here at that time. Recognises this is the same thing, starts to squeeze. But with a 10, you get to pick an extra option from the kick some ass list.
I'm going to give +1 forward to another hunter. Do you need that, or do you have one already?
I've got +1 on kick some ass already.
They stack.
But they
You
stack.
can give
so
them another one.
Yeah, fine. You have that.
Super.
So, what is the harm on the shriek?
3. Close. Area. Loud.
Are you trying to disguise it as a car horn or car alarm again, or do you not care at this point?
I think we might be past that.
But I do think, just because of the nature of Melody, I do think it harmonises with moss.
Lovely.
It doesn't say ignore armour on there, does it? But it doesn't make sense that... Actually, it kind of does in this case. I think she is insulated by the insulation of the cable. It kind of wraps around and closes around her head in a big pair of ear defenders, effectively, as you shriek. She deals 4 harm as she squeezes you and Diane.
Okay.
Jeepers.
So Brier and Melody both unstable at this point. Mm-hmm. So she reels from it. You can see she squints and definitely feels it, but is protected from the worst of it by the cabling around her head. She stumbles, but keeps her grip on both of you and starts to run off down the road.
I'm going to chase her. Am I faster? Would I catch her?
Let's roll. So I think this is a no limits, so roll plus weird to find out.
Okay, here I go, chasing her. Nope.
You could use
That's
luck.
a 5. And I'm going to use my luck for it not to be a 5. It's actually a 12. Surprise. But doesn't that mean you get to drag some of my past into
We get there is a brand new thing that happens to you now that you're a chosen.
Oh no.
It doesn't have to happen right in this immediate moment. Let's just remind me what the things I have to play with are.
So the heroic ones, if you want to be nice, are normal the normal life and mystical inheritance, and then the bad ones are you can't save everyone, and I get no normal life.
Full success, because you spent luck, you are able to catch up to her easily. You are fully tapping this connection, and though hers was a bigger initial jolt, yours has been building for longer. You have more of an actual rapport rather than just kind of an infusion of power. So you are able to call on this. You have more stamina as a giant, effectively. So you are easily able to catch her. You catch up to her at an intersection, and there is a car crossing the intersection just as you catch up to her. And so you have this choice of you can tackle her, but the two of you are going to land on this car.
Oh gosh.
Or you can just kind of keep pace with her.
I think Mick would keep chasing. That seems to be more in his character.
You can see as she approaches the intersection that she is extending one of these tendrily electrical cable legs 2-step over the car, so she's deliberately avoiding it. There is a moment in Mick's mind where you can see the outcome of you like slamming, shoulder barging into her, and both of you landing on this car. But you allow her to step over it to cross the intersection, and you pull level with her and are easily able to keep pace, and you could get faster and get in front of her if you needed to. Melody and Diana still clutched in her hand. Brier and your crew. I think Ginger is giving chase.
Yep.
So Ginger is this tiny little mote of fairy light zipping through the air, staying directly above the two of them and watching the reactions of all of the people around and reporting through to you, Brier, on the magical Fae earpiece. Aurora is jumping from traffic light to traffic light, following the path of Mick and Becky. And I'll leave it up to you, Strat, from Brier's direction, because these beings follow the spirit of your instructions. I guess your instruction was do what the hell you like.
Yeah.
Would Aurora be trying to cause collisions or trying to keep the traffic out of their path?
I don't think they're going to be trying to cause collisions, but I think it's not necessarily helpful. They're going to just have everything be red and have everybody be beeping.
Gridlock.
Exactly, causing gridlock. So they are kind of clearing the path, but not intentionally.
So Aurora is making sure that all of the traffic is stationary.
Yes.
So it's a bit more predictable for the two running giant creatures. Moss, I think, kind of liked harmonising with Melody and is going to collapse into boulders again under Brier and start rolling back up the road in the direction that Melody went. And Charles has got as many road signs as he can carry at this point, and is sort of trundling on the penny farthing back up to Brier for further instructions.
Charles, I have the biggest score for you in your existence. We are going to steal the mortals' electricity. Get yourself to the substation. Make sure there's no electricity left when the mortal needs it.
This is the score I've been waiting for, boss.
Good badger.
And squeaks off in the penny farthing. Perhaps, it doesn't look like he's going very fast, but perhaps moving on paths that mortals cannot see.
Yes. He knows the ways, the penny farthing ways. And I would also like to take this chance to use magic to try and heal one harm.
Give it a go. Roll plus weird.
Brier's going to have a little bit of a breather while the crew do stuff. 8, 9, 10.
Incredible. No glitches. There would be a glitch anyway. But you noticed that the ley lines were redrawn. So you know to anticipate that magic is going to be a little different here in Sheridan. So you still managed to do this without a glitch.
Yay.
So heal one harm and clear unstable as well.
Wow. That's what I wanted. And then...
Because the harm looked like bits of your guardian form like cracking off you. You're not in that form anymore. So what does it look like as you heal yourself?
Brier, I don't think actually has an actual form necessarily. I think the fact that they can move through matter is because basically they're just like this incorporeal thing that decides what it wants to be. So they heal themselves by sort of like just changing form. So in that moment where all of their atoms or whatever are separated and they move into a different form, they just put themselves back together a little bit better than before.
Very nice. So what form are you shifting into?
Into horse. And
how many legs?
8 legs. No, just my standard 4 legs. And then I would like to run preternaturally fast, and I would like to get to the substation at the same time as everybody else.
Melody, you and Diane are being clenched in this giant fist. It's the pressure has let up a little bit after it squeezed hard enough to hurt you both, leaving you panting as the pressure releases a little, but you're still held. What would you like to do?
Use magic to attempt to repair myself.
A clump of rolling mossy boulders is following this chase along the roads, singing a beautiful song while you're here. So you still have this source of music that you're able to use to try and recharge yourself. So roll the use magic move plus weird.
7. I've got 10 for that.
Fantastic. So again, no glitch. So you just do it. You heal 1 harm.
Mm-hmm.
Still unstable for now, but definitely patched up.
Yeah.
You can feel sort of some of the stuff that got rearranged inside you from that squeeze popping back into the right place as the music fills your ears. Becky is stomping along the road towards the substation. Mick is easily keeping pace. Brier and Charles, by different paths, are attempting to head to the substation to head her off. You, in your form as a supernaturally fast horse, with a clatter of hooves, arrive at Sheridan substation, little way out of town, so not too many people around here. There is a security guard wearing a P&Q security uniform at the gate. There is a high fence with electrified barbed wire around the top, and inside you can see a number of transformers and breakers, and lots of overhead cabling leading to this complex.
Cool. I will pop into Robin Goodfellow form. Have you heard the earthquake? Everything here is incredibly unsafe and you definitely need to get home. And the eyes just go very, very fey and stares into this man's soul. And I would like to manipulate him using my weird move, please.
You can do that. Please roll plus weird.
That's a 6 on the dice, so that is a 9 in total.
They said they were going to send somebody, but I am going to need some ID.
Charles, have you got any ID? Have you picked up any ID?
I've got like an electrician's, a chartered electrician sort of ID card in her wallet.
Yeah,
it's got a picture on it.
That's fine. I will flash that, and if he clocks...
You just hear the squeak of penny farthing wheels behind you, and the wallet is dropped into your hand.
I'll flash that. I am registered electrician, I know what I'm talking about.
He takes it to try and compare your face to the photo, but that is enough of a pause for you to just walk past. He reaches for a key to the main gate and finds that it is no longer on his belt. And with another squeak of penny farthing wheels, it is in your hand.
Excellent. I would like to unlock it, and then I would like to turn around. So there's a use magic, which is trap a specific person, minion, or monster. And I would like that particular monster to be me. And I would like to,
unconventional.
Sleeping Beauty style, just ask all the brambles and all of the spiky, hard plants around about, just to create a big old spiky wall around it, just to slow down the entry into this place, to give Charles more time to pull his heist of electricity.
I'd forgotten that's what he was here to do. Roll plus weird.
Yeah. That's Snake Eyes. So I will mark that experience and I will use luck.
As if you haven't been mischievous enough already this adventure.
Yeah. Well, my mischievousness kind of, I feel, grows over the episodes because of the luck.
This is true. Okay. So that gives you a 12 plus on use magic. It goes off without a glitch, as from the ground slightly cracked by the tremors earlier, brambles and briars and other spiked vegetation grow up and tangle through the chain link fence and the barbed wire, and even higher, creating this Sleeping Beauty kingdom around the substation with Brier inside. And the security guard turns around, still holding the ID, and goes, "Wait," and is met with just a wall of thorns. As you and Charles are now inside the substation, it is dark, with a sort of dappled green light as sunlight filters through the wall of thorns. Right, boss. Time to go to work.
Yeah, go on then. Nick it. I hadn't really given much thought about how you were going to do this. You're the expert. I kind of just figured you can steal anything.
It is my honour to carry out the spirit of your instructions.
That's what I expect. I'm just going to sit here, really. Watch your work. I'm sure I can learn something. You got this?
I got this, boss. I was born for this. Meanwhile, anything happening with the chase? I think you're within sight of the substation now, as you can see one very confused and at a loose end looking security guard hanging around outside, looking like he thinks he ought to stay around, but also very confused at what you can now see is a wall of thorns around this substation.
Guess we want to slow her down, so I could try and grab her.
You're on a clearer stretch of road now, thanks to Aurora setting all the lights red. There's not too much danger of knocking her over, onto anybody at this point.
Yeah, so I guess I'm going to try and just grab her and hold her.
Yeah, this would be an act under pressure then, because you're not trying to hurt her at this point, so it's not Xmas. So roll plus cool.
Okay. Under pressure. 8.
You can fully bring her to a halt, if you like. You can fully, either trip or get your arms around her waist and lift her off the ground. But you can't do that and protect Melody and Diane in her hand at the same time.
Okay, I think I'll slow her down a bit, but not stop her.
So I think
we're just jostling.
Yeah, you're able to barge into her, send her stumbling into lampposts. The two of you are sort of argy-bargying along this road. Yeah, there's a moment where you get an arm right round her waist and half lift her off the ground, and sort of she's pulling towards the substation and dragging your brick feet along the ground. You're able to slow her down while the wall of thorns grows ever thicker around the substation, growing into a complete dome over the top.
Perfect.
What are your weird friends doing?
I don't know. I never do.
They're trying to stop you from doing what you need to do.
I'm not trying to do this.
Why not?
Because I like this place. I don't want it to go away.
Roll plus charm. This is actually Mick's best stat.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
She'll stop. You can effectively call her off. There is a chance to do this, to completely defuse this in this moment, but it'll take more. Just telling her this would hurt the town and I like the town is not enough to break through that conviction that she's got secondhand from this dream. You need to show her or prove to her in some way that this is meaningful and necessary, that she should stop.
Would dropping out of the brick form and just standing in front of her as a tiny squishy person be enough for her?
I really like that as a move. And almost maybe because you're pushing side to side, you're wrestling very close. You're close enough that the two of you can talk while this is happening. Maybe you sort of drop the form and are tangled in the cables in front of her, very in a vulnerable position, petitioning her just as a person, as a colleague.
Yeah.
These two beings fighting their way along the road. The bricks gradually begin to fall away, and the form around Mick shrinks. The legs grow thinner, the arms grow thinner, the armour around you grows thinner, until it's just you, Mick, the person, still beefy, but not protected by all this arcane brickwork, hanging in a loop of electrical cable in front of Becky. You can see it's snarled around her arms and legs. It's almost like as she's moving, she's straining against it, like she's trying to break free almost. And you just dangle there, vulnerable in front of her as she runs unimpeded in the direction of the substation.
It's not what you want either. It's what Leaf wants.
And she stumbles to a halt Now it's like the two of you are both sort of dangling suspended in this cabling. It doesn't feel like it's sort of her controlling it anymore. It's like both of you are just tangled in it. As it begins to slump, Melody and Diane, you feel the grip around you loosen and sort of lower you gently to the ground into effectively like a bed of electrical cable. It all just pools on the road around her, lowering all of you to the road.
So see, Diane, that's how you make friends.
I would like to interview Becky now, please.
Oh yeah, we said you could do that.
In the substation.
Yes.
Completely unaware.
Completely unaware of what's going on.
Unaware.
Oh no, because Ginger has been keeping me updated. So Brier sees a chink in the armour here, not really paying attention to exactly what's going on, but I would like to use magic again to communicate with somebody, somebody being the giant. This is a 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 3, which is 12. And because on my last fail I improved, I took the advanced improvement of Mark II bases moved as advanced. One
First
of which
advanced move
is use magic. So with that, it's the most vague one where the keeper will tell you some added benefit. I think it was.
We'll offer you some added benefit.
Yes, there we go. What you got to offer, Matt?
Would you like, as an added benefit, to be able to just connect like this whenever?
Yes.
And to teleconference anybody else in?
I would love that. My research into giants is paying off. All right, big boy.
Greetings.
So I just wanted to check in with my neighbour. I know you've got Mick and you've got Becky now as well. And I was wondering if you were paying attention because I think, in fact, I know strength is important to you. And they have both proven physical strength. But if you look up there now, there is a person willing to put his body on the line to protect the thing that you created, even lie underneath it, and all around him, in the face of being squished into a messy pulp by an electrician in armour. And between you and me, I think that is true strength. And Becky's a bit rubbish and you should give up on it.
Vanquisher of winter?
Well, like that.
You recognize strength. You speak sense.
Finally! I'm glad we're on the same wavelength, me and you, Leaf. I think we're going to be lovely neighbours.
Thank you for greening my land.
Oh, well, you're very welcome. We put in a lot of effort. It's taken a long time, and it's nice. You know what? It's nice to be appreciated. The lecture never comes along and says, "Well done on the forest, Brier." That, you know what? Thank you. You made my day.
At this point, Charles tugs on your smock.
Yep. What is it, Charles?
And you just see Charles slipping something shiny and glowing into his bib. He goes, "Job done, boss."
You never cease to amaze me. Right. Oh, how do we get out?
Back at Melodies. I think some hours later, there's been enough time for the adrenaline to wear off, and also for everybody in Sheridan to realise that they are currently in an electricity blackout, as if an earthquake wasn't bad enough for one day. Thankfully, I think Melodies has some battery-powered Walkmans and Bluetooth speakers to bodge together so that Melody can be sort of basking in music to recover from her injuries. Mick, here you are returned to the place where we began this adventure as you startled awake from that dream that you now realise was a shared dream with the Giant of Sheridan. Perhaps you can reopen that connection here. Brier, are you here as well?
Yes, the entire crew is.
Great. Considering the entire crew includes a rock troll,
Yep.
there are people on the street taking photos through the window of Melodies as all of this happens.
We're in trouble, aren't we?
So, Mick, while Charles and I were, doing the job, I can talk to the giant now. Do you want to have a word? He's very nice. I think he's pretty keen to get to know you better.
Okay, yeah, let's find out what he wants. And if we can do it without destroying everything.
Yeah, sure. Bring. Here you go, got him.
Mick, you feel yourself slow down. And anybody who was taking Mick's pulse at this moment would feel his heart rate go way down below what's normally healthy for a normal human. As you sync up with the giant to whom you are connected, slumbering deep below the earth.
Hello again, pleasant dream.
Is that my nickname? That's nice. Hi, Leaf, is it?
You know my name. What name should I call you?
You can call me Mick. It's a bit easier than Pleasant Dream.
Mick. I'll call you Mick, but you should know you are still a very pleasant dream.
Thanks. Now, the issue we've got is that you seem to want to get up, or somebody wants to get you up, or you want us to get you up. But either way, if you get up, everything we have is gone.
I built this land for all of you, for mortals. All I wish is to know that you are happy there, that what I built has been used to its greatest value. I know I can never see it for myself. To rise and look upon it would be to destroy it. It is a terrible contradiction. But I can still dream of it. And us giants have big dreams, Mick. Big enough to share for those who reach for us.
Well, can I help you in your dream seeing plan?
Mick, to me you are a dream. Would you speak to me in dreams of the things you see in the land I built?
Of course, yeah, I'll do that.
And then perhaps I might rest more easily, less restlessly. Perhaps these dreams of mine might leak out less.
Yeah, and anything you want to get any more information on, you can communicate that to me and I'll go and find out for you. Just don't stand up.
If you will speak with me of the things you see, I will have no need to walk again. And Mick, tell me also of the threats to the land I built. I wish to know it will be protected for you mortals for all time.
Okay, will do. We've got some pretty good people up here who can help us as well.
I am pleased to hear it and look forward to dreaming of them as well.
Perfect.
This connection is open now. I will see you in your dreams, and you may speak to me whenever you wish.
Oh, thanks.
And Mick, If you have need of my strength, you need only ask.
Great. I mean, have I been asking correctly so far? Or is there a more, simple way of doing this?
We seem to have reached an understanding.
Yeah. Okay.
Mick rouses. Heart rate back up to something approaching normal, although he's still a built dude and it may still be lower than average. That conversation took, in real time in Melodies, a couple of hours. So what was going on? What else was going on in Melodies during that time?
Melody would like to know what Diane is going to do next.
Diane is nervous. She's seated at one of the tables. She's sunk a full long black in a short amount of time, and she is drumming her fingers on the coffee table, and every so often her whole hand pops off, and her drumming fingers make it scuttle all the way sort of across the table, over the underside, and back around again. I don't know what I can possibly tell Dr. Bantham. I don't think I can go back to him with just what I've learned so far. It's not enough. We didn't find out whether it would have worked.
Well, my understanding is that he is a scientist and he will value any additional information you can give him to progress his work. Are you afraid?
I want to be useful. He sent me out to do a job, and I want to do the job. You know him better than anyone. He says that you're his best friend. Do you think that what I know about the brick things with the wires, and she was going to go to the substation, do you think that would be enough?
I think it would show him that electricity can be used as a resurrecting force, and that applies to more creatures than just to humans. So I think that has value.
That is something. It's less than he sent me here to find.
But that's not your fault.
And also I can report back that you're doing all right.
If you must.
It was ever such a long time ago that he sent you out to see the world and learn about yourself.
Well, yes. I wouldn't have thought that a mortal who knew me when I first began would be around would be around now.
Oh, he is ever so old.
Okay. But he's still working.
Oh, yes.
He's still creating.
Yes, he made me about a month ago. I'm a commission.
A commission?
Yes. This was sort of, he said, field test, just to see that I could go out and find my way and use trains and taxis and talk to people and find things out, just to make sure that I'm working all right. But I've got another thing that I was made for.
What were you made for?
Well, that's one of the reasons that I was going to suggest that you come with me, because he was ever so worried when he found out that you got marked by the Outrider. He doesn't want anything like that to happen to you. And so when I do my job, he doesn't want you to be anywhere near here.
So your job is to do with this place?
Well, I could. The easiest thing would be to show you, but it would make a mess.
What kind of mess? How big a mess?
a really big mess, the sort that would be really, really difficult to clean up in here, especially if you got any on you.
Oh, so you can't tell me what it is you're planning to do.
I can. It will just be easier to show you. So my head comes off.
Yes.
And when it comes off, so she removes one hand. Says,
Right.
You know when this comes off, there's no mess.
Yeah.
She puts the hand back on. When my head comes off, there's a big mess.
Okay.
Blood everywhere.
Right.
And it doesn't come out. And I'm supposed to get it on lots of people. But he doesn't want any to get on you this time.
Okay.
Can you put it back on when you've taken it off?
Oh, yes.
So you can keep doing this?
Yes. It's what I was built to do. I'm a commission.
Have you been here before?
No. I've only been around for about a month.
Sure.
This is my first time out.
Congratulations.
Am I doing okay?
You're doing great, yeah. He's going to be really pleased.
Am I really conspicuous?
I think you're fine. I think you're doing great. Do you want to go back?
I'm a bit worried to go back. I'm a bit worried I haven't found enough out yet to report back properly.
You don't have to go back. You can stay here.
Oh, I hadn't really thought about that.
I expect he was hoping that you wouldn't.
Oh,
Do you think getting blood on people, whether it's me or other people, is a good thing?
it's what he built me for.
How about you stay here a little while and we can talk more and you can think about what you would like to do next, whether it is getting blood everywhere or going back or neither or both.
Is that why you're here? Is that why you haven't gone back to him? Are you thinking about whether to do what you were built for?
I don't know what I was built for.
Oh. Then how do you know what to do?
I decide for myself.
You're going to need to explain that to me really thoroughly.
I would love to.
And curtain falls on this Vigil production.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, lovies. It's me, Matt, your compere. I hope you enjoyed the finale, the final act of Vigil Dream Big. Next week, we'd love to invite you backstage for a post-show discussion about this production with the cast. And after that, we're going to take ourselves a little bit of a summer break. We're going to take a little time to strip out the main house and reset the studio for our next production. It's all recorded, it just needs a little bit longer in the oven. And what is that production, you ask? Well, it's called Labyrinth Untold. And it's the brainchild of our very own Natalie Winter, who plays Gwynedd in other Vigil productions, who takes the GM's chair for the first time on Merely Role Players, though absolutely not the first time on other shows, to run 5 whole acts of the official Labyrinth role-playing game. That's right, tying in with the David Bowie 80s movie, full of Muppets and Bowie and things just not being fair. The Labyrinth role-playing game book is this beautiful artifact, half role-playing game, half choose-your-own-adventure, and in this production, Nat takes us on a whistle-stop tour of the highlights, the landmarks, the sites you've absolutely got to see in every single level and layer of the Labyrinth. I don't have an exact release date for that production just yet. The best way to stay up to date on that sort of thing is to sign up to the Foggy Outline newsletter, which you can find at foggyoutline.com or buttondown.email/foggyoutline. Anyway, stay tuned now for the credits and the final epilogue of Vigil Dream Big. But just before that, I'd simply love to introduce you to our good friends at of Dice and Them. Here they are to tell you a little bit more about themselves.
Welcome, listener, to Of Dice and Them,
I've been waiting for you, adventurers!
a TTRPG actual play podcast full of hijinks and too many in-jokes.
Do you have any cards I could keep close to my chest?
New episodes released on the first Monday of every month.
How hot is this ghost?
Can't wait for the next episode?
I want to chomp on it and not let go.
Follow Of Dice and Them on Twitter and Instagram.
Ah, yes. No, good idea, that, yes.
Download now, wherever pods are cast.
Do you go closer?
Of Dice and Them!
Yep.
No.
Yeah, heedlessly.
Absolutely not.
This has been Vigil, a main house production from Merely Roleplayers. It stars Helen Stratton as Melody Bantham, Dave as Mick Mason, and Strat as Brier. I'm Matt Boothman and I play the supporting cast. Editing and sound design by me, and the theme music is by Alexander Pankhurst. We were playing Monster of the Week, a role-playing game by Michael Sands, published by Evil Hat Productions. You can find Monster of the Week at genericgames.co.nz. Merely Roleplayers is a Foggy Outline production in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Until next time, if drama be the food of life, play on. My name is Will Butterworth. I'm Jess's dad, and I run the Duck and Parsnip here in Sheridan with her mum, with my wife, Liz. You'd be better hearing this from her, from Liz, but she in very good shape to tell it just at the minute. She's all shook up. Been through a lot in a short time, even more than we all have. Liz, she took the miracles in her stride, the floods abating and the fiery messenger in the sky, unfazed. But then she met a stranger on Sheridan Green at midnight, and he told her we was all doomed. And the very next day, our Jess was gone. Folks talk about doom, it always sounds like something far off. Doom is something that's coming. Well, for us, for Liz and me, it's not coming, it's here. First Tom and now Jess. Our doom is upon us. It can be on you before you know it. So everyone else here in town, we all been seeing warnings. Don't ignore them.